So I'll start off by why we started this meetup. So a few weeks ago, a few of us went to a conference. We attended the conference, and after the conference, we were chatting in the cafeteria, and then we started debating about a few things. We actually learned a lot from debating than attending those sessions. So then we came back and said, you know what, this is not bad. How would we start a meetup with a debate as the main theme? So that way, so you can start, you can have your viewpoint, and that viewpoint would be challenged by someone. The main point here is not to pick a winner. You all know that there's not going to be a winner. The main thing is that just learn from it and get other side, facts from other side, and from that you make a better informed decision when you make decisions. So that's the background on this. So I look forward for more of these. All right. I'm going to go to switch to the agenda. So we'll start with some announcements, and followed by with Scott. He's going to officially kick off the meetup, and then we'll have some sessions, only small sessions, and then long debate. And hopefully all of you are ready with all your questions. And let's have some fun here. All right. So we have some announcements here. You probably can guess. eBay is hiring. We have a lot of openings. We are doing a lot of exciting stuff. You saw our new logo today. That shows that we are moving in the direction of modern looking, everything very, very exciting in the front end. So we have some leaders of eBay who will come down here and tell you more about those opportunities. I'll start with Bhupendra. Where's Bhupendra?
Thanks, Satish. Hi, I'm Bhupendra. I manage fashion product development team at eBay. And so a couple of years back, eBay, as plays almost in lots of categories. So most of the experiences, we've been doing, which is applicable horizontally across all the categories. Then we really thought that, hey, there are certain categories where, a lot of enthusiasts within that domain, they come to eBay and they buy on eBay. So we started our experiment building a very a tailored shopping experience for the motors enthusiasts, and it worked really well. And then we expanded into now we are doing into fashion and electronics and gold coins. Yes, people buy gold on eBay. So really we are creating tailored shopping experience for them as well. So within the fashion, of course, if you want to really create a fashion, tailored, really vertical experience within fashion, what do you need? Awesome presentation engineering team. So our goal is to really build that presentation team at eBay where you really lead in that space. And this is also one of the fastest growing category at eBay. And so when I joined this team, I realized that there are a lot of awesome engineers, there are a lot of ideas, and what we did is basically, hey, let's start building some of the cool pages by doing hackathon. So some of my team members, they went for 2 weeks of hackathon, right? And then they came up with a working prototype, which is really dealing with eBay data and launching on the site. So if you are not visited fashion.ebay.com, I'll recommend you to go and send me your feedback. But that's something it came out of a hackathon effort within eBay. And we are also doing a lot of engineering hackathons within eBay where engineers, these are the quarterly hackathons where engineers come and they come up with their own ideas and participate in a hackathon for 2 days and come up with awesome prototypes. And one of the organizers, he came up with the idea called Web Connect, and he's really he got a sponsorship from our leaders, and he's really productionizing that. So just to talk a little bit more about fashion. So what is our goal in the fashion? So what we are doing in fashion is eBay got this huge amount of inventory, right? And when buyers come to eBay, they are telling us, hey, inspire me, right? Most of the time people people don't plan for fashion, right? We need to really, when they come to eBay, we need to inspire them and tell them, hey, this is what will suit you, this is what will fit you. So we are really personalizing that experience. So that is our goal for next 1 year. It's really create a personalized experience. You come to eBay, we know that you like Coach, then we'll or Adidas, so we'll show you related brand, we'll show you imagery, right imagery for you. One of the challenges is like huge data, and then if you show everything, then the experience become really crazy. So we really want to simplify that experience. So again, if you are looking for a place where you want to combine creativity and really next generation of vector technologies, fashion is the right place for it. Thank you.
Thanks, Bhupendra. So now, Jigar from our presentation platform team will talk about his team.
Thank you. So thanks, Bhupendra. Few facts, right? If you look at some of our verticals that have taken up, so I'm going to just support Bhupendra in this whole speech that he gave out. Daily Deals is one of our websites. It actually generates more revenue than Groupon. Just one page on eBay actually generates more revenue than Groupon, right? And that's just one fact. Fashion Vault, what Bhupendra has been working on, and a lot of our fashion pages, our verticals are really taking off. eBay is one of the big sites. We have close to 120 million users, and I think PayPal has even more. But that's a number that grows everywhere. I know there are companies out here that are having more users, like Facebook. 800 million users, but they're doing nothing on Facebook. On eBay, they actually are transacting, and I think that's what makes it a fun and exciting to work at eBay as well. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my team. If Satish had asked me to kind of talk about this pitch 2 years ago, I would have said no, I'm not going to do it. And the reason was 2 years back, eBay was very proprietary technology, right? Everything that we use was built within eBay, and it was only known to the few developers within eBay. 2 years back, we decided that enough of that. The whole world has moved on to open source, and it is time to move on to open source. So we undertook an initiative called Raptor, and the whole goal was to actually go open source. So we were trying to tackle multiple problems. The first problem, we are not using open source and we are not able to keep up with the innovations that are going outside. Second problem, we are not able to attract the people like you to join eBay because you guys want to work on open source and not on proprietary software. And third thing is agility. If I get a developer like you today at eBay, I want you guys to be productive on day one and not on the 98th day, where you actually learn our technologies and start delivering, right? So for these three reasons, we started developing a new stack that was completely based on open source. And today, we have around 60% of our traffic, site traffic, and these are millions of hits that are happening, that is completely served from this new stack. This has given a lot of freedom to our developers. What used to be just what we call V4 as our technology has completely gone. And now we are talking about, use Backbone, use JavaScript, use Dust, use Raptor template. There's a lot of freedom and there's a lot of excitement among the developers. So that's first point. The technology is very much changing at eBay. And we are looking at three things about open source. One is, and I think we are probably in stage 2 of open source. And a lot of you guys from a lot of good companies, and I think you guys have gone through the same transition. The very first step is to use open source, right? And I think we have done that. The second step is to contribute back to the open source. And we are now in the process of doing that. We are contributing to Tomcat, we're contributing to a lot of open source technologies because we are leveraging it, and we're finding that they're not good enough or there are gaps, right? And the third thing is open source our own technologies. And maybe Patrick will talk a little bit about it whenever he gets a chance. We're trying to open source a lot of technologies of our own. So those are the three transition stages, and we want to be leader in that space. We have very smart developers, and I think we can do it. Right. The second point about just eBay businesses, PayPal has been doing great, but eBay is also turning around. If you look at eBay as a website, anybody from Amazon here? We're going to kick that butt. So anyway, that's different, but I think as a business, we are growing. If you look at our stock price, it has doubled in the past year or so. And that's not just a fluke, it's happening because our business has been turning around. Mobile is one of the examples where innovations are happening and how it's helping business. So our mobile space is growing crazily. Some of the countries, 25% of our transactions, they come from mobile, right? And that's a lot of money. And we are the leaders in the mobile space. And there's a lot of work going on in that area as well. So eBay as a company, as a business, is turning around as well. And the third and the final point, we are hiring. And we always hire good people. So don't shy away. And you know, this is a 2-minute pitch from me. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. So a little bit about the technologies we use. We use all the new technologies, all the keywords, HTML5, CSS3, Node, everything. We're doing a lot of innovation. So please think about it. So let's get to the main part. So I would like to invite Bill Scott from PayPal. He's a senior director leading UI engineering. Oh boy, he's got like big list of things that
you don't have to say it all.
Oh, thank you so much. I printed it out like 2 pages. All right, so Bill, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
So he's going to kick off
So, you know, my passion is the intersection of design and engineering. I just get really excited. My background is both design and engineering. Got us to start back in the 80s writing a game. The Macintosh, one of the first games of the Macintosh. So I'm an Apple guy from way back. I left them for a while. They finally got right, and I went back to them. But so design and engineering to me is like the beautiful intersection. And so when I think about UI engineering technology, front-end engineering technology, web development technology, it's to support the experience. That's what it's about. It's not about just having great, cool technology. That's awesome and everything, but it's really about our customer's experience. And let me tell you, at PayPal, we have a lot of opportunity to make a better experience. We have a lot of opportunity to make a better experience. I joined PayPal about 10 months ago, 11 months ago. Soon I can't say I'm new. Soon I have to take responsibility for everything that's there. But I came from Netflix. And at Netflix, you know, we're all about rapid iteration. We actually designed for throwaway ability and volatility because we were always experimenting. Probably 95% of our code in the course of a year for the UI layer and the experimentation layer was thrown away through A/B testing. So from that, I learned that you needed really lightweight technologies on the UI layer. You need to be able to put components together in a very lightweight way. You need to be able to do your templating in a very lightweight way. You also need to have the ability to actually do templating either on the server side or the client side. And it's nice when you can do this, use the same template language. And I remember back in 2008 or so, I was searching for that kind of solution. And at the time, we played around with String Template and got it working with jQuery plugins and stuff like that to get some sort of a logic list. And you'll hear the terms logic list, code list, you know, templates tonight working. But you know, it really wasn't quite the satisfaction. Since about 2009, with the advent of Node.js, we've just seen an explosion of templating languages, right? Packets exploding, another one. You know, the rapid template language, which is pretty cool. But that's great because the innovation is what we want. We want to be able to experiment and improve. And the one thing I've known, you know, at PayPal is we've been changing our whole technology stack, using Node for all of our development till the point of production. Right now, we're still running on a Java stack. We'll continue to harden Node to the point we can productionalize it. But we're using things like Dust and, of course, Less and Requires and Backbone and Underscore and all those sort of things like that. Is that we've got so much rapid improvement in speed of development just by going to these technologies. To me, it's a no-brainer. Let's go open source, get away from proprietary, get away from things that are tied to a back-end language, and allow us to iterate as fast as possible. And what we did was we actually put, you know, for our checkout experience, we've been rethinking and redesigning the whole checkout experience. We started back in about May, and we put everybody in a room, design, engineering, and product, and lived like a startup in a war room. And we were able to, within a few days, have the first version of the flow going. Within the second week, we were already usability testing. And every week, we delivered to customers coming into usability testing. And that river of life, that great purity that comes from having customers see your product, makes a team really energized. And then when you take the friction out by having these great UI technologies that, you know, our community, the open source community, has given us, it just makes a really wonderfully fun environment. And that's what we've been experiencing. I've had developers more recently send me emails saying, you know, coding is fun again. I really enjoy what I'm doing again. And you know that's so fun when you come to a place that's been so locked up like PayPal, and has so many great services, so many great things that have been locked behind that. And it's possible because we have these technologies that we'll talk about tonight. We'll have a debate about server side versus client. I'll be the waffly one here and say, yeah, it depends, right? But they can debate the finer points of that, and mine will gloss over saying that's my design background, because you always say it depends, right? I will leave you one thought. This whole thing is about bringing great design to life quickly. And that's my mantra for my team, is bringing design to life. And I like that, bringing great design to life quickly. And that's what these technologies are about. And so let the debates begin, right? Who's up first?
You're on.
Good, thank you.